Welcome back to the Life of a Fit Pro podcast. I am your host, Aundra Anderson, and we are still in the thick of it. We are in our 40 for 40 era, the 40 days leading up to my 40th birthday, and I'm taking you on this journey with me. So if you haven't listened to the previous ones, no worries. These are in no particular order, but I am doing a series of 6 episodes with 40 lessons I've learned in 40 years. Every week has had its little grouping of lessons. And this week I'm calling it alignment, purpose, and future self because as I'm doing this series, I'm thinking about not only the lessons that I've learned in my first 40 years, but what comes next? Where are we going? What is the point of learning if not to make yourself better and stronger and just poising yourself for what is to come? So let's go on that journey together. We're going to get honest about what we want because here's the truth. You can't have it if you don't ask for it. Like you have to put it out there. You have to ask for it. You have to work toward it, and then it will be yours. And that's what we're going on. Growth is not just about doing more, it's about alignment. I love the word alignment more than balance. Like to me in life, and particularly for women, let's be honest, we want to have it all. And we talk about balance, the balance between your work life and your home life, your professional life and your personal life. But in reality, balance is such a myth. It's a myth. It's about alignment, aligning everything toward what you're becoming and having peace with it instead of being fiery toward it. I love that for us. All right, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lessons for this week. Oh my gosh, which means that next week is our final 7 lessons. So we are 13 away. So we've already come this far together. 27 lessons we've already talked about. Oh my gosh. Thank you for going on this journey with me. This has been so fun to put together. This has been so fun to vision, to think about, to reflect on. And honestly, like that is where the learning happens, is in pause and in reflection. So it's been really awesome to go on this journey. So thank you for being here with me. I love it. Okay, here we go. In no particular order, in our alignment, purpose, and future self category, we have your future is built by your daily decisions. Okay, so this is very close to the consistent one from last week, but a little different twist. So, thinking ahead. So, not just like your life is built on what you do daily. I mean, it is. That's the truth. That's the truth. If you want to make any kind of change, you have to look at what you're doing every day. And that is super true of your future self as well. So I in my life coaching sessions that I am doing with another life coach, so we're bartering life coaching because we have to hit so many hours in order to become and continue being a life coach. One thing that I'm really talking about is legacy, and not just like what you're leaving behind, but sort of this vibe or this energy that you put forth in your life, and having peace with and giving gratitude toward what is helping to get you there. What do I mean by that? So it's no secret if we've ever had a conversation. I built this professional career in higher education that I'm very good at, but I don't know what to do with it. And it's not necessarily serving me in the way that I thought it was going to, right? When you get into a profession, into a career, maybe you have this idealization, pick your word, that it's going to be your forever, right? Like somebody in my department just celebrated, and take the word celebrated with a grain of salt, 40 years with the company. 40 like how old I'm turning. And I'm not kidding. It made me a little sick to my stomach because I don't want to work for somebody else for 40 years. Like if we were celebrating 40 years of my fitness business, like pop off, that is a celebration to me. But giving your time and your energy and creating this family for somebody else, woo, Whew, it makes me sick to the stomach. Now maybe you're sitting there thinking like, I want that. I want the golden clock or the golden watch or whatever the 40th gift is. Like, is there even a 40th gift? I don't know. But like you're working toward that, and I love that for you. For me, it feels like a mistake. It feels like my stomach hurts thinking about giving myself to something else for 40 years. Like that just, and I know you can pop off and come back at with like the loyalty thing. Eh, Yes and no. Yes and no. I don't feel it. It doesn't feel right to me. So I'm really practicing gratitude with what I have now and how it is helping me toward my future. So, what I'm doing daily, every day, right now, how is that leading me toward what I want it to be? And sitting with that for a little bit. So, my coaching question that I am aligning with this is what decisions today are aligning with your future self? So, thinking about who you're spending your time with, what you're spending your money on, because you're voting with both of those things, what you're telling yourself, what you're doing every day, how is that moving you toward where you would like to be? Man, we're starting with like a heavy one. Oh my goodness. All right, this one's a little lighter, but also very good. Investing in yourself always pays off. Always pays off. And look, I just had a conversation about this with a client this morning who was talking about like, gas costs are up. You have to really, like, food prices are up. You have to really be thinking about how you're spending your money. But coming to classes is worth it for them because the community, the people, the vibes, being having somebody else kind of guiding you into how to move your body and working towards your goals, like that to them is so worth it and important. And I think this is so true of fitness. Investing in your fitness and your health and your wellness will always pay off. It will always pay off. And I struggle with using words like always and never. I struggle with using those, but I feel very confidently that investing in you in whatever way makes sense to you will pay off. It always will. Maybe it is investing in your knowledge with education. I think education is worth it. I think investing in yourself, honestly, with fitness and wellness and health, that will pay off. I think investing in your well-being, like your personal interests, your hobbies, that will always pay off. Even if it changes over time, investing in your hobbies will always pay off. So I think that's important. I think it's important to invest in yourself. And the question I'm pairing with that is, where could you invest more deeply in your growth? Ooh, that's a good reflection question. Where can you invest more deeply in your growth? I think about that all the time. I think about it all the time. All right. Oh, this one. Oh my gosh. This next one. You hmm, you are allowed to want more and you're allowed to go after it. It's okay. I get that question all of the time and I'm not going to lie, most honestly, most usually from women. I never again, here's the word never. Rare, it's rare that I have this conversation with a man. Like being afraid of wanting more. Like, "Oh no, I don't want to be guilty. Like I feel like what I have right now is great." And you're allowed to say that. But you're also allowed two things can be true at the same time. You're allowed to love what you have and where you are and also want more. And I think I have that conversation or that comes up more frequently because of the industries I'm in education. When you get into education, you're like 99 times out of 100 you're always doing it to better yourself because you want an advancement in your career, you want more money, you want a different job, you want to spend your time differently. Like you're working towards something bigger than yourself. So education has always been an industry where you're allowed to say you want more. Like it's great. Like we celebrate you. We celebrate you with a graduation when you get more. You get a piece of paper that says you know more. You can sometimes, if you're in a better industry than me, you can use it to get more money. So it's always working on yourself and wanting more. But there's also this guilt associated with like not being content with what you have. And I don't know. I just feel like you're allowed to want a better version of yourself, even if the version of yourself right now is golden. There's another shade of gold out there. You can go rose gold. You could go yellow gold. You could go white gold. Like, why not? If it's there, why not do it? And the question I'm pairing with this is, what do you truly want? And this next part, and what is holding you back? Be honest. What do you truly want and what is holding you back? All right, we are halfway through today's grouping. The next one, your values are your internal compass. Use them. This is like Life Coach 101. The very first session that I will have with somebody is almost always about values. What are they? What do they mean to you? What are you able to do with them? And you might think, like, I went into life coaching training thinking I knew what I valued, but I couldn't like put a finger on the words. Like, I couldn't articulate what those words were, but now I know. Creativity, energy, flexibility. Those are my values. And anything that does not align with those three values is out. Is out. It's out. If it's not helping me work toward those things and realize and actualize those things, it's gone. It's gone. I don't have time for it. I don't have time for it. So understanding what your values are, articulating, this is the part where coaching can help. Articulating those into words. And like, we do 3 cuz 3 is powerful. 3, getting your values down to 3 words, cuz you might say like, well, family is a value, and that could be one of your words. But what you mean about family being a value, your word might actually be loyalty, or it might actually be community, or it might actually be companionship. Like, getting down to like the actual word of what it might be, that's what I can help you with in life coaching. And again, usually my first session, if we've never coached together before, will be around values or this activity that we have called Life Bridge. But I usually start with values because that is the most impactful thing that you can get out of coaching. All right. So the question I have paired with this are your current choices aligned with your values? But really, the question I pair with this, if you've never thought about it, is what are your values? And again, we can have a coaching session just on your values. And they come up a lot in coaching. All right. The next one, the version of you. Ooh, this one's heavy. This one's heavy. We're getting back into heavy. The version of you that you're becoming requires different choices. The literal definition of insanity is doing the same things, hoping that something different will happen. If you are at point A and you want to go to point B, you got to change something. Like, obviously something's not hitting at point A because you're looking over at point B going, that looks cute. So something has to change to get you from point A to point B. And this is the foundation of the fitness industry. This is our foundation. Is like, you're at point A and point A is okay. Point A is fine. But you're looking over at point B thinking, that looks better. I want that. And it could be improved body composition. It could be, I just want to get through a workout. It could be, I just want to walk I want to walk without pain. It could be, I want to move better. I want to be able to get up and down off the floor. Like, this is the foundation of the fitness industry, is that the version of you that you want to become requires a change. So, hello, my name is Aundra Anderson, and I am a change agent. That is what I do for a living. I help you make changes. And honestly, that's been true of my life, my professional life, since day one. I have always been a change agent, a change specialist. I help you become a better version of you. And there's nothing wrong with the first version. Again, she is gold. But we're trying to get a different hue, right? We want that rose gold. We want that yellow gold. We want that white gold. We want that platinum. Because you deserve it. You're worth it. So that is what I've spent my life helping other people do, is realize those changes and get them. Go after them. Oh, I love that. So my coaching question I'm pairing with that is, what choice would your future self make here? Like, if your future self was like, girl, hello, you need to do this thing to get to me. what change? What would that be? What choice would that be? And I'm not going to lie, for most people, especially if you're embarking on a fitness journey, your change is your mind, like getting your mind changing. So I will tell you, I've had people so committed to that future version of themselves, they literally change their like schedules. They will this is I say that it's crazy, but it's not. Like if you want to make a change in yourself, you got to start with the person that you're looking at. The man in the mirror, if we're going Michael Jackson, right? You got to if you want to make a change in yourself in the world, you got to start with who you're looking at and realize that mentally like, okay, we're ready to make this change. So I've literally actually have had people change their work schedules to get to a class because that class makes them feel like a better version of themselves. I had people change like childcare situations to make sure that they can get to class. Like that's just you're committed. That's it. You are in it and you are ready to win it and you deserve it. You deserve it to make that change. I get it. It's hard. It's hard. Like work schedules are so rigid. I get it. But if you want that future self, if you're looking at it thinking that that future self wants this, like you will change. You will follow accordingly. And that has always been true. Okay. Last one. Oh my gosh. I've enjoyed our time together today. All right. The most powerful thing you can do is embody the life you're creating. The most powerful thing you can do is embody the life you're creating. I always do a word of the year. My word of this year is embody because I have been a change agent for every other person in my life and I'm starting with me. I go back and forth like when I'm embodying the life that I want, like my fitness stuff does better. I do better when I'm embodying the life. Everything just clicks better when I'm embodying the life that I want. So it's the most powerful thing, like to live as you and to live out loud and to live your truth. Everything falls into place when you do that. When you resist, that's when friction happens and that's when things don't go well. But when you embrace, first of all, when you call it out loud, this is what I want, and then you fully embrace it, mind, body, soul, you can move literal mountains. Like everything falls into line with that. So, my question I'm asking with this is what would it look like to fully live as your next level self today? Whoa, we could do a series of coaching on that question, like a series of coaching. What would it look like to fully live as your next level self today? Because if you say it, it's going to happen. If you embody it, instead of saying, I would like to be the kind of person that has her stuff together, you say, I am the kind of person who has her stuff together. I am. And then everything will follow after that. If you are the person who has her stuff together, you're probably picking out your clothes for the next day. You're probably meal prepping at least a day ahead, or at least making a plan. You're probably getting morning sunshine so that you can have a great day. Like all of these little things will add up to that big thing once you actualize it. There's a whole like wellness industry thing that follows the book The Secret that is based on this one concept. That's all it is instead of saying my goal is to XYZ. You say, I am that thing. Like, my goal is to be someone who works out. You say, I am someone who works out. I am someone who works out, period. This is who we are now. I do this most when I coach people that want to get into running because they're like, I'm not a runner. Runners are like crazy. Like they eat 4 miles for breakfast. No, the first session we have, I get them to say that I am a runner. Even if it's like in your head, you're like, but I only have ever run for like 20 seconds. Boom, guess what? You are a runner. And then that shifts the mindset and allows you to embrace what's next, which is so crazy. And before you know it, you're like, when did I ever question being a runner? Like, obviously, I'm a runner, which is so amazing. So, Your future self is not something that just happens. It's something that you build, that you embody, that you create, and that you allow to advance. So, again, today is all about alignment, purpose, and future self. So, asking, like, am I choosing alignment within the life that I want? Like, what am I doing today that's impacting who I want to be tomorrow? And I love that. I can't believe we have been doing this for 5 sessions. We have just one more session together. I cannot believe it. This has been so fun. This has been a season of reflection and growth and a setup for the next 40 years. And I love it. And I hope that in 40 years we're still doing this. I am so curious what this looks like in 40 years. Like, could you just, touch something on your glasses and I'm there having a conversation with you? Like, I can't even imagine what 40 years from now will look like. But we'll have a conversation about the next 40 years after this series is over. My friends, thank you so much for joining me for today's 40 for 40 session number 5. If you haven't gone back and looked at all the others, I created a fun playlist for you. I'm also blogging all of these every single day, 40 days leading up to my 40th birthday. I have been blogging one of these reflections and the question and just talking a little bit about it. So go check that out on the Secret Life of a Fit Pro blog and make sure you are liking, subscribing, commenting, because that keeps me coming back and creating this stuff that we can share together. So thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.